Alright, now I'm going to do the third book, which I think is actually the first book, probably. Look, it looks beat up as fuck. And it's probably going to be the most embarrassing. Just kidding. But yeah, this is probably the oldest and not the best visually, but we might find some gems. So yeah, let's go. First page. Let's see. If you spare a little of your imagination as you page through this book, you will see oh my god, the drama, I can't. You will see many things that ask many questions. You will see your mind, your imagination, try to make sense of the minimal collections of points and their trails. Oh, okay. Makes sense why most of the pages look empty. They're not actually empty. I mean, this is trash, but if I remember correctly, the intent with this book was to have a minimalist theme, and I'm sure I failed as you'll see as we go forward. But yeah, I was very fascinated by dots and the trails of said dots. Let's see. As your mind files through your visual memory so instantly, trying to create, let's see. Man, my mark making skills were very sketchy. But oh my god, I can't believe this is pencil. Okay, I can. That's why it's so odd to me. Wow. Can't even remember the last time I used pencil so confidently. Not too bad, not too great. I digress. Familiar form. Okay, wait. I have to start with the last piece of sentence. Trying to create, okay, a familiar form. You will see how brilliantly the mind imagines form only from the most basic of marks. Okay, let's go back a little. So I could say this was essentially the beginning of my obsession with mark making and dots and lines. As you can see, very rudimentary at the beginning, and then yeah, I think that's a silhouette of myself. Very rough, jagged edges, just free form. Here's a bit of paint software, Microsoft's Paint. Yeah, this was more of like an automatic scribble, and then of course the added color was not so automatic. Looks nice for its time, I guess. Okay, my world is made up of dots and points. Let me go in. I like these colors. I wonder what did I use. Looks like markers, but we'll We'll see on the other page actually if it is markers. Yep. Bloody markers. Okay, I have to go back. My world is made up of dots, points, and their trails. Dot, 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 trail. I really like this. Here's some detail. Oh man, the detail is actually so delicate and soft and wavy. Doesn't really show on the camera, but like I said, I'll take photos, it's fine. And tracing my hand. Yep, this was definitely first year. So cute. Definitely first year shenanigans. Oh, there's those contours that I obsess over. Ah, so garish. But hey, I was playing around. I do appreciate the color scheme. I just don't appreciate the volume. It's so loud. It's visually loud. And I want to say chaotic, but no, because like I like chaotic. This is just sketchy. I think I enjoy the most about this the finish of the markers. I must have used Copic markers. I like how matte they are, and yeah, just an interesting color theory, I guess, for what it's worth. Let's see. Oh, I love this. This is one of my favorite things. Just zoning out into repetitive mark making until something forms out of it, something unexpected usually. Okay, here I was trying to fill this whole page with points, pointillism technique. That was probably an I, and I got bored. Honestly, I really don't like drawing portraits or anything figurative, to be honest. I probably got bored because I was trying to do a face, and that is just not me. And I guess because this was first year, you know how in university, when you're studying fine art, you're really encouraged to do figurative work, and I was already infected with the abstract art bag. And one thing I can say for sure is that I'm so grateful for the university that I went to, because I was never discouraged from doing my thing. And you have to consider, like, at the time, among my visual art peers, it was not common at all for any student to indulge in abstract art or like their own stylistic choices, especially in first year. They really, I mean, I want to say try to indoctrinate, but they, besides all of that, there's just like a much bigger leaning towards figurative artistic representations. And yeah, I feel like my university was very supportive in students developing their personal style, even if it means going outside of the curriculum. Let's read this. Is it by mere coincidence that order developing everywhere in organic evolution as a condition of survival and realized by man in his mental and physical activities is also striven for by inanimate nature which knows no purpose? Whew, oh my god, where did I get this? Sounds like something I would have gotten from Professor Brian Cox. What a stunning teacher he is. Like, I honestly wish I had a teacher like him in high school for like science and especially physics and all the sciences. Like, as much as he would, I guess, consider himself very circular in orientation and scientific, I don't know, there's something about his narration and his poetic choice of word and just his use of the English language, that he elevates the language of science, he elevates the study of science to poetic proportions. Like, I truly felt a spiritual awakening of some kind. And anyway, yes, so this, so beautiful. I want to read it again. Is it by mere coincidence that order developing everywhere in organic evolution as a condition of survival realized by man in his mental and physical activities is also striven for by inanimate nature which knows no purpose? So this makes me think strongly of animism, which, to be honest, I've always resonated a lot with animism as a philosophy and I guess spiritual philosophy, but like just as a way of relating to the world. Always had this deep sense that everything has life, is animate, even the inanimate. Like, for instance, I don't like existing, especially as a human, and I've always had this absurd thought that I would rather be a rock, like if I had to exist, which seems like I had to. Why couldn't I just be a rock, just chilling, like a nice pebble, just chilling at the bottom of the river stream, basking in sunshine, and oh, what a life. Anyway, let me go on. Individualism, ideologies, identities. Quite interesting that I pretty much scratched out all these. even though, interesting. From memory, I would think at this period of my life, I was very much for individualism and ideologies and identity. I don't know. I think these are probably just like words from a lecture. Yeah, probably from a lecture. Interesting. This looks like I did it with a ballpoint pen. Yep, fucking ballpoint pens. I hate them. I really don't like the consistency or lack thereof of the lines. But yeah, I guess I was experimenting. See how I tried to have textural variation here, but like I just couldn't get the consistency quite right. That's why I usually prefer fine liners, actually. Let's see. Angsty scribbles. Something about this makes me think of a Salvador Dali landscape. And then this probably like almost like that oyster from I don't remember the artist. The artist who painted Venus. Is it Venus of what? Yeah, very interesting landscape. What is this? Oh, swirling contour lines. Let's see. You are beautiful. Oh, cute. I love you anyway. Love. You're enough. Oh, so wholesome. How was I so wholesome at this point? Okay, but I wasn't that bad in depression in my first year of university, especially when I was in my first year of visual art, unlike my first year of interior design. What a year. Ooh, this one I managed to fill with these wavy lines. And what does the text say? Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound. Ooh. Sound is a factor which holds it together. Sound is the basis of form and shape. This is a quote by Peter Guy Manners, probably from a video about cymatics. Oh, what a brilliant study of physics, cymatics. So I guess this marks my earlier obsession with sound as a medium, even though at this stage I probably wasn't even thinking about sound as a medium, just as a concept, as a conceptual medium, maybe. This was nice. See, figure there. Probably sketched this figure while in figure drawing, and then I later just like filled it up with more linear line work. Also, yeah, I'm just noticing now, this paper is trash. It's so trash. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm trashing this book so much, you know? I don't mean it that way. I'm just being objective about it. So don't take it the wrong way. So yeah, that's a figure. That's probably a study of one of my self-portrait photographs. And then I was raging with the pain. Oh my God. What is this? Let me try to read this. I'll put this here. The three of us laid down on our backs. There was a fourth person whom I have no recollection of. We spoke about a lot of things and made some peace with some things. I held her hand. She let me hold her hand. As I said, I am sorry and I love her. Her hand felt soft, warm, and gentle. That's what this is, and I'm not quite sure who I was talking about. I think I have an idea, but yeah, that's sweet. It's written in pencil, so it couldn't have been that while I was at the clinic waiting for my medication, the usual time wasting business. Interesting. I thought this was red pen, but it seems like it's a color pencil. Wow, there's so much random experimentation in this book. Kind of speaks to it being like one of the very first. I don't know if I'll be able to read this, so bear with me. Let's see. When every part inside me was shivering in fear and revolt, fear of my voice, of the implications these words I want to share and hoped will resonate. These thoughts I thought were on everyone's mind, and if not, they ought to be. Most of all, I wanted to express this revolt of what's in my head. Okay, starting to make sense why there's a lot of there's a lot of aggression in my line work. I mean, sure, it's experimental, but kind of took me back a little, because I just remember being really being really soft and good with line work. But here's the proof that I started at a very rudimentary level. Yeah. So it wasn't only that I was a lot less experienced with technique, but there seems to have been some rage that was being expressed in the marks. Contemporary African art. Okay, yeah, that was definitely first year. Oh. See how imperfect they are, but I kind of love seeing the progress in retrospect, like the aesthetic was there, just the technique needed a lot more work. Yeah, this was figure drawing class. This was one of the models that we had for figure drawing. And then I just added the contoured lines afterwards. Ooh, the flower of life, sacred geometry. So this was probably one of the first iterations of the flower of life with these contoured lines. Yeah, very sketchy, but I like seeing like knowing where this idea ended up, in future, like the start wasn't so bad. That's all I'll say. Ooh, look at this. Already way better. I'm trying to get the best lighting. So there's a bigger drawing inspired by this, which I'm not even sure if I actually ever finished, because like it's always felt incomplete. But again, that's because I was busy trying to make replicas of one design, which is very reductive and not a vibe. Okay, another figure drawing that let's see, figure study that I went over quite aggressively again, with like bumps and stuff. So dark. I do like these gentler parts. So this bumpy texture, I was able to do it better here. Kind of makes it look like a corpse, like a zombie skin. Yeah, very dark. Ooh, this probably self-portrait kind of thing, but yeah, I was feeling like a void, a whirlwind of emotional, I don't want to say turmoil, just emotional activity. Yeah. What pen was I using here? I'm not recognizing. It's kind of weird. Oh, I think mostly the texture of this paper creates a sort of like fuzzy textural surface. And let's see if I can read this. I'm fascinated by natural patterns around us, this pervasive encryption of forces of nature. Similarities are everywhere. You don't have to look far to find them. I'm not going to try to read all of this, it's just going to take too long. I've rewritten this whole thing better in future books, so don't worry, you'll hear it one day. I don't know if you can recognize this pattern. I did it in was it the second or the first book? Remember? And I started it in the middle. Here I started at the corner. Okay, so this was my first try at this technique, and quite like the texture of it. I like it, the contrast. Oh, I think why everything feels so intense is because I was using a thick fine liner, most probably, and so like everything's very deep and like has a lot of depth. Yeah, I was trying to combine dots and like loose scribbles from figure drawing class as well. want to see if I can read this. There's a loneliness in the world so great that you can see it. The slow movement of the hand of a clock. People so tired, mutilated either by love or no love. Oh, I love this quote so much, but like it's gonna be a mess trying to read it. Oh, let's see, what do I write here? Vagueness, impreciseness, imprecision. Is that even a word? Impreciseness. Wow. Ambiguity, obscurity, looseness, inexactive. Where did I find these words? Woolliness, undecidedness, lack of precision, absent-mindedness, abstraction, forgetfulness, confusion, inattention, disorganization, giddiness, dreaminess, befuddlement. I would say all those words are very could very acutely describe a lot of what's going on in here. Oh, it's lovely to see that I had the self-awareness to all the intents, you know. It's very interesting that this is here. So there was a lot of purpose and intention in all this imprecision and obscurity and lack of precision, you know. It seems like there was always what do they say? A method to the madness. Woohoo, floating figures. Oh yeah. In case you're wondering why all these figures are faceless and like, remember when I said I really wasn't into the whole figurative thing, and so I tried as often as I could to distort figures, or rather augment the figures to be more ambiguous and non-descriptive as much as possible. So yeah, that was definitely intentional. It wasn't because I couldn't draw details, it was because I didn't want to. And then this one kind of gives me, it's giving bandage, it's giving mummy. Quite like the perspective. What's this? Beyond an extreme pain, pain disappears. There is no pain anymore. But the pain is so strange. It's so strange. Pain looks like a door through which you can go into secrets. You have to go through the pain to understand that pain is an illusion. That is definitely Marina Abramovich. I could stand corrected, but sounds like it. Let's see. The moment you really go through the door of pain, you enter into another state of mind. This feeling of unconditional love, and this feeling of there is no kind of borders between your body and your environment. And you start feeling this incredible feeling of lightness and harmony within yourself. It starts to become like a whole. I can't explain. Marina Abramovich, I knew it. So, it seems this is where my obsession with marrying her. Started. You must confront your own fears. If you're afraid of pain, you have to do to find out what this pain is. When you open the door to pain, you'll find out you actually might be in control. You'll be free from the fear of pain, which is a great feeling. That is so true. And as much as I am not an artist in the same genre as ʰᵉʰᵉ, I did draw a lot of spiritual wisdom from her obsession with transcending pain and transcending fear and confronting fears and confronting pain, especially of the body, like physical type. If my memory serves me right, I don't think I was still cutting myself at this point. And so, which was a good thing, because that means I had overcome that by this point, but I was going through a lot of internal, emotional, spiritual pain, an intangible pain I haven't quite found the right words for, and I remember the only physical pain that I could channel through was I think I was teething a lot at this stage, and I had unbearable dental pain, and I remember recording private performance for myself. I wanted to eat almonds, hard as fuck almonds, chew them with my fucked up dental situation, and oh my god, it's so embarrassing. I couldn't even finish a handful. I was so psyched to go through all of that pain and document it and transcend it and be enlightened on the other side, but damn, it was no joke. I don't see it as failure though. Let's see. Artists may be responding to the same interacting process that operate in all of creation. Of course, compounded how she will. Star, sand, fire, water, tree, man. It is still one stuff and betrays the same properties. Dear Emerson, I love Emerson. And his writings about nature and his poetic love affair with the sublime. What is this? Let's see if I can read this. Catastrophize. Oh yes. That's very insightful of me to write this down, because a lot of my depression and general anxiety was really from catastrophizing literally everything, just melodrama, just Let me just read this. The irrational belief that something is far worse than it actually is to give a negative spin on to situation. Yeah, remember in the last book, that thing I wrote about feeling sad about my body and eating a lot and all that stuff? That was me catastrophizing my experience, because all of that was irrational, and I imagined my state to be far worse than it actually was. You know, I guess it was giving heavy victim mentality. I hate to admit it, but yeah. A more psychological catastrophization of a situation is often based around the future. Oh, hell yeah. It occurs when we look to the future with an anticipation of things that are going to go wrong. One then creates a reality around those thoughts, leading to beliefs such as, it's bound to all go wrong for me. And when we believe something will go wrong, why didn't I finish it? Beautiful. Let's see. I really want to have a smoke now, and this book is taking forever. Let's see. It is in deep solitude that I find the gentleness with which I can truly love my brothers. The more solitary I am, the more affection I have for them. Solitude and silence teach me to love my brothers for what they are, for what they say, not for what they are, not for what they say. Who's this? Merton? I love this quote. Don't remember where I got it from, but it's so true about solitude, and just, even saying solitude feels like a connotation, but really it doesn't have to be. I mean, I've honestly had my greatest moments, my most intensely beautiful, amazing, incredible top 10 moments were mostly in solitude, and kind of insane solitude, because yes, I was alone, but making art, listening to a podcast, and being engaged in my mind, being engaged by ideas from other people, ideas from other artists, just being fully engaged within. And yeah, those moments alone have produced like top 100 of the most memorable ecstasy of my entire life. For real. That's not even an exaggeration. That is like just straight facts. And I love myself for it. I guess mostly because I mean, I don't get it, but like I know a lot of people struggle with reaching that point of like being so in love with going within and being alone and like being able to derive pleasure, like ecstatic pleasure from internal activity, like from within. Cliche as it sounds. Okay, sit silently, quiet the mind, become more keenly aware of the present moment, the place in which creation takes place. Begin with your center. It is there that you will find the center of your mandala. Yes. Oh, am I going the wrong way? Oh my god, there's more of this book that I didn't anticipate. And I kind of want to make another cup of tea. Let's see. A revolution must aim at the destruction of the given order and will succeed only by asserting an order of its own. Yes, 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 yes. Let's see. That's interesting. The pointless is right here. Yeah, this was definitely a very thick fine liner. Oh, I forgot about this. This is one of the few highly successful experiments in my first year, in my first journal of experimentation. I really like it. It's hard to see here because like it's early in the morning and the lighting is very blue. These look like wounds and scabs. Yeah, this book is very spontaneous. See, I constantly am turning it up and down because like there was no continuity. Eventually I just opened the book and like start doing what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm not interested in showing you what you can see and recognize with your eyes, but rather I want to reveal the hidden layer, the unseen at first glance. I want to reduce form to its bare minimum. The mind loves this play of illusion. We are constantly imagining form anyway. It only takes a few lines and points to pierce through the boundaries of what we call reality. Everything is made up of this stuff. All I've been doing right now is drawing points and lines, and yet your mind, my mind, drifted from one intangible idea and image to another. Thing is, we're all made up of a collection of points and lines. The brightly lit spot in the sky shower our our eyes with rays which are lines of light, and thus we see with our eyes. Close your eyes for a bit. Okay, these dots are everywhere. Oh yes, yeah, remember after like going through these drawings, like obsessively drawing and sketching and like getting lost in the flow state, every time I'd close my eyes, I'd see the dots and the lines within. These dots are everywhere, bouncing all over the show, making curves and corners with their trails. The seat I'm looking at right now has a cover embossed with dots. And the scenes that hold the material lines the sides. Not only do these two forms naturally exist, we have, let me see. We have synthesized these forms and are forever reiterating these in the things that we make. We speak the same language as nature, but of course we do. We are nature. Oh, look at me philosophizing. I like that. Oh my God. Now I don't know which direction I should be going. Let me check my battery. Okay, still good. Ooh, there's the bubbles. There's the circles. I want to let go of fear, for it is the only thing standing between me and happiness. I want to feel love again in all its glory and freedom. I want to know and feel that all is good and all is well and beautiful. I want life. I choose bliss. I need to overcome the sadness and fear. I need the strength to overcome fear. Oh my God. Oh. This just hit such a tender spot. And not because it's sad, just, you know, after healing, we tend to, or rather I tend to forget. It's like an amnesia that you get after healing. You know, everything that, all the wounding, once you've healed, it feels so inconsequential, like you kind of forget the depths of it all. But this is beautiful for me because, you know, it's great to see those moments where I was consciously trying to get better, and I consciously knew that it was possible. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. Yeah, it's amazing to witness in retrospect, I guess. I underestimated the progress I was doing at the time. but only in retrospect. Let's see. Oh, this one's going to be so hard to read. Let's see. Meaning is therefore a fleeting phenomenon that evaporates almost as soon as it occurs in spoken or written language. Love keeps transforming itself into new meanings rather than something fixed that holds over time for a series of different audiences. Wonder where that comes from. Where did I get that? Let's see. Oh, it's gonna be so hard to read all of this, and I really want to. I'll just take really detailed photos of these because I'm also interested in what I wrote. This has been so wholesome. Let's see. What is freedom when you have to close your eyes, to blink, to sleep? What is freedom when you have to quench thirst and feed hunger? What is freedom when you have to wake up and stop dreaming? What is freedom when you have to breathe in order to stay alive? Where does freedom begin? Where does it exist? If it even exists. Oh, that's definitely a free will pondering here. I was deeply pondering free will. Where does it begin and where does it end? Trying to see if there were any interesting ones that I may have missed, because I keep going in different directions. Let's see. Why do people no longer want to speak about their feelings, their thoughts, their innermost desires and fear? When did it start becoming taboo to be honest about our weaknesses as well as our strengths? To show and not hide the pain we carry around with us. To admit that we're not okay. I don't want to live in this cold, insensitive world. Yeah, that's been pondering. I think this was, this is Mediclinic. Cameras outside. I think I was like probably at the clinic, and then there was a camera crew outside, and I was just sketching about. But yeah, there was a time when, well, I mean, I guess that time still carries on today, but it seems like, especially online, I guess because I exist mostly there, at least in like in a social sense, you know, in a relational sense to other people. And yeah, it was really odd at some point when sort of kind of felt shameful to be open about struggles. I guess that's when social media kind of took another direction towards like a, creating perceived perfection, like, or I don't know, just like it just became unacceptable to be raw, to be dissatisfied, to be emo. And you have to understand, for me, I want to say I grew up on Tumblr, but Tumblr was just a few years of my life. But like, those were very formative years of my life, and like, I guess my self identity in a sense, and it was encouraged to be as raw as possible with all of the feelings and all of the experiences that humans, especially very unhappy humans, go through. And yeah, I guess there I was just lamenting the change. Okay, this I got to, let's see. Oh wait, thinking of you. Okay, I keep saying this posted. Oh yeah, this was from Banele, a friend of mine when I was in university. My best friend at the time. We were inseparable. Thinking of you, so sweet. Yeah, I have to say, he was also like a lot into mark making, and like really beautiful line work, and even like obsessively journaling. I could say I was heavily inspired and encouraged by seeing him do it. And interesting to find this in my first in-depth journal of like experimentation. Ooh, I like this one. Can I read it? No, I cannot read that right now. Okay, now I'm confused. Let me start at the back. Let's start here. Since I lost track. Okay. The less we see, the more we imagine. And there's nothing more vivid than the pictures imagined in our minds. Another thing I'm noticing now is how many typos there are in this book compared to the later books, like the previous ones that I just reviewed. That's nice to see that I've improved. Oh my god. Okay. Jagged puddles of water. Another silhouette. Portrait. Line work. More line work. Okay, I think I can safely say we're done with this book for now. And anything that I might have missed, I'm just gonna take really good photos of, and yeah. Okay. that's it, folks. That is it. That is it. See? This one, yeah, it's very emotional. I'm so gonna go through this book. There's a lot that I couldn't read over this live, but I really am keen to go into more of all of this, like that. Yeah, this was so therapeutic. Didn't even expect it to be. Anyway, thanks for reaching this point of this long ass ramble and self psychoanalyzation. Yeah, I hope this inspires you to go through your own journals and diaries and just give yourself a moment of reflection and gratitude for how far you've come and how fucking interesting the journey was, is, and always will be. Yeah. Bye.